Caster, camber, and tow. What are they and what do they do for your vehicle? Let's find out. Hey everybody, Casey and Trevor here today with QA1. Today we're going to be covering caster, camber, and tow, all things that help make your alignment set up and make your vehicle handle like a new sports car. So over the years we've had a lot of improvements made to modern muscle cars. So how do you get your classic car to become more of a modern muscle car? We'll kind of cover the basics and starting with tow. Trevor, is that like literally like your toes? Does that relate to tires or?
It kind of is, yeah. I mean, if you were to look down at your toes and say toe in and turn your toes in, that's kind of toe in. Toe out is toed out. But yeah, it's basically our steering angle of each tire as we're looking forward at the front of the car. If we're towed in, we'll notice that our tires are towed inward towards the center of the vehicle.
Sure.
If we're towed out, they'll be towed out towards the outside. And there's some race applications that will have some tow out, but it's not real common. Definitely not very common on a street car. Will generally either be kind of like a neutral straight on setting,
Sure.
To slightly towed in. And that slight toe in really just helps the car have a more natural tendency to track straighter, drive straighter, and just less wander and a more straight line feel.
Definitely. Following up with that, so what is caster? Can you kind of walk us through how that affects your ride?
Yeah, in basic terms, caster is the angle of our upper and lower ball joint in relation to each other through the spindle center line, or if we've got a strut front end, it would be how many degrees our strut is tilted back or forward. Most commonly, we're going to set in alignment with a positive caster.
Sure.
Which would mean that the upper ball joint is further rearward in the car than the lower ball joint, or your strut is positioned, rearward in the car as well at a rearward sloping angle. And the way I like to describe this, just to keep it real simple, is if you think of caster wheels on a shopping cart, you'll notice that when they're not broken and wobbly, they'll have a nice tendency to just push nice and straight and follow you as you push it. And the same can be said about our front end alignment on our car. If we've got more positive caster, we will have a tendency for the front end to track straighter in a straight line, so we'll get rid of a lot of wandering feel in the steering wheel.
Sure.
That some old muscle cars will have.
Yep.
We can have more confidence that going straight down the road, it'll just follow that path. It's going to also help on our corner exit. So as we're getting through a corner and we're coming out, we can lighten up our grip on the steering wheel, accelerate out of the corner, and the wheel will have a tendency to straighten out and carry us through that corner. So big time improvement in terms of overall handling and straighter feel on the street.
Definitely, yeah. So then the last piece to this would be camber.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, and camber would be our position of the top of the tire. So if we're looking at the front of the vehicle again, if we're in a negative camber point, we're cambered in at the top of our tires slope inward. If we're cambered outward, they would be positioned outward. Outward would be pretty uncommon on a street car. We're generally going to be cambered in. It can range depending on the performance application,
Sure.
But really where we'll see a benefit in negative camber would be more of in a dynamic sense, as in when we're coming heavy into a corner and we're loading up the outside of the vehicle, where as we picture that weight shifting around through a corner, it's going to shift weight to the outside of the vehicle, and having that added degree of camber allows that tire patch to roll over and maintain the bottom section of the tire that's actually contacting the road. Your contact patch of that tire will be higher. You'll have more of that tire on the street, which gives you better handling and better traction. It can induce some tire wear if we have too much negative camber, but you'll see on like a lot of performance handling track cars, they'll
Sure.
be heavily cambered in. They're not worried about tire life necessarily. They're worried about cornering performance. So
Right.
yeah, on a street car we'll have a bit of negative camber there to help with that.
Definitely providing a lot more confidence in your performance and handling of your vehicle.
Yep.
So now that we've talked about all three of them individually, can you kind of sum them up together and how do they kind of complement each other and really benefit your vehicle?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and what you'll see here from an update in a classic car or muscle car is just the overall driving experience and confidence you'll have while driving. It's going to feel a lot more like a modern car will. A lot more confidence in a straight line, a lot more confidence in the corners, and just overall more fun to drive because it's more trustworthy for us and it responds to our inputs more like a modern car would as well. So yeah, I'd say biggest benefit is just going to be more enjoyment out of the car.
Right.
And we're going to get most of that by our control arms. So the control arms is mainly how we achieve those better alignment specifications, or in a strut front end, a caster camber plate can do the same. And that's really just going to help us have more fun with our car.
Yeah, definitely sounds like it. So thank you, Trevor, for walking us through all the benefits of what these items can do for your alignment and the performance and handling of your vehicle. Be sure to reach out to our tech line if you guys have any comments or questions. Hit us up on social media. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to go drive it.